Good morning, everyone. I'm Sean Barber, CEO of Broadvine. Broadvine's a software as a service company delivering hospitality business insights. So let's get started. Did you know that there's 55,000 hotels in the United States? It's about 5 million rooms. Ever curious about how they're owned and operated? I'll give you the overview. Excuse me. These hotels are largely owned by investment groups, typically real estate investment trusts, and about 70% are brand franchises or the major hotel chains as you recognize on the right-hand side of the slide. However, they're owned by management companies, or operated by management companies, and there's about 1,400 of these in the United States, and they'll manage anywhere from about 500 to 600 properties. So let's talk about one of these property management companies, Winston Hospitality, okay? Who does Winston work for? Well, they work for an ownership group. And this ownership group has multiple hotels within its portfolio with various brands. What's Winston responsible for? Well, aside from staffing the day-to-day operations in those hotels, they're actually hired to drive the revenue optimization across that portfolio. Thus, they've got a fiduciary duty to those owners for performance reporting, right? And how are they assembling this? And by the way, that's how they're paid, right? That's the model. And how are they doing this? In spreadsheets, right? It's very antiquated. This is a segment that's very underserved by technology at the moment. And guess what? It's a seriously complex problem because most management companies work for multiple ownership groups which have varying degrees of hotels and brands in their portfolio. So, as I'm sure you can imagine, Winston has some challenges. First and foremost, they've got to gather the information out of this system to handle those performance reports. And those systems are disparate. They're accounting systems, they're labor systems, they're property management systems, right? And each of the brands have their own unique systems, so they're rather disparate. In fact, the Marriott Courtyard is different from a Marriott Fairfield. And as they aggregate that information, they've got very limited IT support. So guess what they're doing? They're taking all the data out of those systems, they're dumping it into spreadsheets and consolidating it manually. We've all been here before, right? You have these spreadsheets that get passed around, they've got big pivot tables, complex equations, somebody breaks the equation, right? And now your single source of the truth is completely invalid. But even more importantly, Winston's dealing with perishable inventory. You can't sell last night's rooms today. They need access to this information in real time so that they can take the decisions that'll drive the optimization of those businesses. Now, why do we talk about Winston? Well, of course, they're a Broadvine customer, but Winston's actually owned by a gentleman named Bob Winston, who's been in the hotel business for 30 years. Bob Winston is also the owner and angel investor in Broadvine. You see, when Bob recognized these challenges, he hired a team to solve against them. And when he saw that it made a difference for him, he knew it would make a difference in the market. Thus, Broadvine was born. Broadvine enables informed decisions. Our software as a service application integrates with all those on-prem systems at the various properties, and we pull the data in, and we aggregate it and present it via various dashboards that empowers the property management companies to not only optimize revenues, but to manage operational efficiencies. Our forecasting and reporting modules enable the revenue optimization, and our expense and labor modules underpin operational efficiencies. Simply put, we assemble the data that gives the management companies the knowledge that drives action and allows them to deliver results. And we've had incredible traction. Since launching in early 2015, at the end of 2016, we closed with over $2 million in revenue at an 83% gross margin. We've earned 23 customers here in the US, and we're serving about 1,000 properties at the moment. We've had 91% customer retention, and we're currently with 19 employees. But here's what's even more exciting about Broadvine. We're a built-for-purpose application serving a hospitality segment that's at about 140 million in market cap. It's currently penetrated at less than 10% with a technology that resembles Broadvine's. So we've got exciting growth potential there. However, if you look at multifamily housing and even the franchise market, specifically restaurants, these are segments that experience the same exact challenges that we see in hospitality. Ownership groups with multiple brands trying to assemble information and leverage it so that they can optimize the performance of their portfolios. a $500 million market currently underserved by technology, and Broadvine's well positioned. And we're going to do it excuse me, with a strong and proven leadership team. This team's been assembled in the last 12 months and has over 80 years of experience delivering software as a service applications in B2B with a heavy concentration in analytics. We've had collectively 1 successful exit and have sponsored over 10 merger and acquisition activities. Why has the team been assembled in the last 12 months? Well, we proved that there was a challenge in the market and we're solving against it. This team's going to enable the next phase of growth. We're currently focused in 3 areas. First, we're going to scale sales and marketing. We're doing it right now. This is going to continue the exciting growth trajectory that we've experienced. Second, we'll continue to invest in our core reporting engine, not only so that we can continue to penetrate the hospitality segment, but so that we can continue and pave the way into those new segments that I outlined. And finally, we'll improve the scalability and usability of the platform. So, 2018, what's our ask? Well, we believe in the second half we're going to be ready for some partners to help fund our growth. So our ask, put us squarely in the center of your radar. Keep an eye on us. We're doing great things, and we'd love to have some new partners to join us along the way. Thank you very much.